was quick. How's it going, YouTube? So glad I found this thing. It makes my life so much easier. Wasn't really, I didn't really plan on making a video tonight. Not for any real rhyme or reason. It's just had homework I had to get done, and it just wasn't on the mind. But I got my homework done a little bit earlier than expected, and figured, hey, why not? Got a call for a new competition. Smoking my new pipe. It's the Dr. Grabo Deluxe that Shadrach gifted me. This thing smokes like a chimney. This is my second bowl in a row. Came down here. This is actually in the basement of my house. And I came down here to smoke while I was doing my work because it just, it's my routine whenever I'm doing homework. It just makes it a lot easier. Started out with a bowl of, I was feeling aromatics tonight. And I started out with a bowl of Cult Blood Red Moon. And now currently smoking a bowl of Hobbit's Weed from the Tewksbury Company. But none of those are important. What is the purpose of the video, and that is, this is my video submission, my video response, I guess I should say, to Smoking Rooster's competition. In any case, the competition, I was actually going to, the competition, the video response is to discuss, or not really to discuss, but to share the two most embarrassing moments of your life. Now, I do apologize to Rooster. I was going to, as you can see, I'm not wearing my my Western hat, it's actually technically it was made in Ireland, so I guess it's my Irish Western hat. But it's the same hat I used in all of my my Western videos, and I was going to, it first popped in my head to do this in Western style, like I've done in the rest of my competition videos, but given the content of this one, I really didn't think that I was going to be able to get through this without laughing. So, I'm just here as regular me. So, embarrassing moments. Oh, wow. I think in thinking about it, I think the number one most embarrassing moment of my life that I guess I could think was the most, I don't know if scarring is the right word, but for lack of a better term. This actually was when I was a kid. I think I was about maybe 13, 14 years old. And, this was when me and my folks were living at our old house. And the way that it was set up was, parents slept upstairs. My sister and I had our bedrooms down in the basement. We had separate rooms down in the basement. But the only working bathroom that we had was upstairs. So, as would be expected, anytime, if I had to go to the bathroom or wanted to get up and get a drink of water or whatever, I had to go upstairs. And the bathroom was actually about, it was the first door, let me make sure I got this right. It was the first door down the hallway away from my parents' room. So one night, I go upstairs and went to get a glass of water, and had to go to the bathroom. So, and mind you, when I say first door from my parents' room, I mean the bathroom door is literally like 4 or 5 feet from my parents' room. So I get my drink, and I turn the corner to go to the bathroom. And at that point, this is why I didn't do a Western video. At that point, without going into further detail, because I really don't think I have to, I heard sounds coming from my parents' room that no 13-year-old boy ever wants to hear coming from his parents' room. and at 13 years old, the sounds that I heard absolutely mortified me. But more than anything like that, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing partially because even though the door was shut and I didn't see anything, all I had was what I was hearing. It was still the fact that that's what I was hearing, and more so, what was even more embarrassing was like I thought like they may have known I was there. And I found out later, because I never mentioned this to anybody until I was like an adult, that they didn't know I was there. They were obviously way too busy doing their thing. But I was mortified, and I didn't go. I went right back downstairs and just laid in bed like this, like for 2 hours. But I think in my life, I mean, everyone has embarrassing moments, but I think in my life that was probably that one was probably one of the most embarrassing. The second most embarrassing moment actually is it would be a tie. I wasn't sure which one would be more embarrassing than the other, so rather I'm just going to tell both of them. You know, the first one's pretty quick, but I'm just going to tell both of them because it was kind of a tiebreaker and I didn't know which one to discuss. So I'm just going to tell both. One of them was when it's about 2 years ago, before I graduated college with my first degree. For those of you who I feel like I may have discussed this on a video before, but I'm not certain. I'm working on, right now I'm working on a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and I'm trying to specialize in forensic science. I already do hold, I graduated, I think it was 2 years ago, from Sanford Brown College in Dearborn, which actually the college doesn't exist anymore. It actually, it went under. Is that the proper term to use when a school closes? Went under? In any case, the school closed down about a year after I graduated. But in any case, from that school, I acquired or I should say I graduated with a associate's degree in applied science with a specialization in forensic science. Wow. With a specialization in cardiovascular sonography. And I did my externship at Genesis Hospital in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Now, I had bought some scrubs to wear at the hospital, but for the most part, I just used the ones that we were required to wear in our classes at school, which in my program, each program had specific scrubs that you wore. The medical assistants were all straight, I guess sky blue would be the best way that you would put it. The veterinary assistants, they wore like a tan khaki scrub with a forest green khaki shirt, or forest green scrub shirt, and I believe it was not dialysis. I can't remember the other one, but there was another one that they wore. It was straight purple scrubs. Well, in the cardiovascular sonography group, we wore a red scrub top with the same tan khaki scrub bottoms that the veterinary technicians wore. Now, like I said, I wore these all throughout my classes, and I was in classes for, I think at least a year before I was on my externship. So they had gone through the wash a lot. One day, whoa, ashes in my hand. One day, I am sitting in the lab. It was kind of an off day, slow day. So I'm sitting in the lab, just sitting in the chair, reading through my textbooks, and then I got my textbook like this. And I look down, and apparently, this particular pair of scrub bombs, these tan scrub bombs, have been through the wash a little too much. Because as I'm sitting down, I can see through these scrubs my black boxer shorts. And that was a fun conversation to have with one of the techs that was in there. I said, you know, this is going to be kind of awkward, but you think maybe I can go home? Because everyone can see my boxers through my scrubs. I think I'd like to just go home today. Luckily, I had enough hours through the week that it wasn't a big deal. But at that time, it was that was pretty embarrassing. Pretty embarrassing for me. The other story that ties for the second most embarrassing. This actually happened more recently, and by recently, as in when I was working or in my job at Tractor Supply. So before I go into work one day, I'm on the internet. And this was around the time, I don't know if anyone else knows, but you never really hear much about Ebola anymore. But this is around the time where it was like the big thing, like everyone was freaking out about it. And I was one of those guys just like, for Christ's sake, just shut up about it. I don't care. It's not going to happen. We're not going to get it here in Michigan. And then I come across something, is actually on Facebook. I know, Facebook, but I'm linked into, maybe not LinkedIn is the proper word, but I have in my newsfeed ABC 12, which is our biggest, our most trusted news source. There was I saw a link from ABC 12, and it said that it was a warning that testing in the Flint water supply had tested positive for a strain of Ebola. And I had prior to that not given two shits about this whole craze going on. And when I saw this from ABC 12, that's when I finally went, oh. So, I shit you not, I call my boss like 3 hours before I'm supposed to come into work. And I tell him, I said, okay, look, dude, I know this is going to sound crazy, but this is what I just read off of ABC 12. Do you know where our water supply comes from? Because, I mean, we got it in we have, the bathroom sinks. We have a fountain just outside our bathroom. And I said, do we need to close off the water or anything like that? And he goes, oh, wow. Well, offhand, I really don't know where our water supply comes from, but let me just look into that real quick. And I'll call you back. And if we need to, we'll just close off the water until things are fine, and we'll just call it good. So I said, all right, sweet, excellent. And at that point in time, I felt like, yes, I did the responsible thing. So then, I get back on the computer to the same link, and I'm like, I'm going to read into this more. And I click on the link. Now, I should have caught on when the actual thumbnail had ABC 12 on it, but I should have read quicker that the actual link that it came from wasn't an ABC 12 link. No. I can't remember what exactly the name of the link was, but it was a trick site. And when I clicked on the link, did I get a news report? No. Did I even get a fake news report? No. What I got was in big, bright, red, bold letters. I can't remember exactly what the words were, but paraphrasing, it said, "This was bullshit, and you got had. congratulations. And I was like, are you shitting me right now? I literally just called my boss and had a discussion with him on whether or not we have to shut down our drinking fountain over this bullshit. I got had. So before I didn't even want to call my boss back. He wound up calling me saying, oh, hey, by the way, I did find out that our water supply that we get doesn't come from the Flint area water supply. It comes from, we get it from the Detroit line. And I said, that's okay. The actual link that I told you about, that we had a conversation about, like a 5-6 minute conversation, it was a hoax site. It was a bullshit site, so there's nothing to worry about. And he's like, oh, well, alright then. I'll see you in 2 hours. And he was calm about it, but when I came in, like, literally, my other team leader, team leader number 1, I'm team leader number 2 at our store. That team leader I came in the door and she just had this Cheshire Cat smirk on her face. And I came in and saw my manager and he started laughing too. I was like, alright guys, you got me, I got had. And they didn't let me let it go for like a week. And it was absolutely embarrassing. This guy who didn't give two shits about this whole Ebola craze, this whole Ebola freakout, I get had by a hoax site. It was embarrassing to say the least. Wow. I really meant it when I said this pipe smokes like a chimney. I just realized I didn't take a hit off this for felt like 2.5 minutes and just pulled it up and was like, okay, yep, we're still smoking. So, shout out to you, Smoking Rooster. That is my video response. Those are my embarrassing moments. Thank you for the competition call. Thank you for messaging me and bringing the competition to my attention. And happy to be a part of it. Take care, YouTube.